families rushed to brush teeth, Mr. Quimby said to his daughters, "Hold out your hands." And into each waiting pair he dropped a new pink eraser. "Just for luck," he said, "not because I expect you to make mistakes." "Thank you," said the girls. Even a small present was appreciated, because presents of any kind had been scarce while the family tried to save money so Mr. Quimby could return to school. Ramona, who liked to draw as much as her father, especially treasured the new eraser. Smooth, pearly pink, smelling softly of rubber, and just right for erasing pencil lines. Mrs. Quimby handed each member of her family a lunch, 2 in paper bags and 1 in a lunchbox for Ramona. "Now, Ramona," she began. Ramona sighed. Here it was, that little talking to she always dreaded. "Please remember," said her mother, "you really must be nice to Willa Jean." Ramona made a face. "I try, but it's awfully hard." Being nice to Willa Jean was the part of Ramona's life that was not changing, the part she wished would change. Every day after school, she had to go to her friend Howie Kemp's house, where her parents paid Howie's grandmother to look after her until one of them could come for her. Both of Howie's parents, too, went off to work each day. She liked Howie, but after spending most of the summer, except for swimming lessons in the park, at the Kemp's house, she was tired of having to play with 4-year-old Willa Jean. She was also tired of apple juice and graham crackers for a snack every single day. "No matter what Willa Jean does," complained Ramona, "her grandmother thinks it's my fault because I'm bigger. Like the time Willa Jean wore her flippers when she ran under the sprinkler, pretending she was the mermaid on the tuna fish can, and then left big wet footprints in the kitchen floor. Mrs. Kemp said I should have stopped her because Willa Jean didn't know any better." Mrs. Quimby gave Ramona a quick hug. "I know it isn't easy, but keep trying." When Ramona sighed, her father hugged her and said, "Remember, kid, we're counting on you." Then he began to sing, "We've got high hopes, dry hopes, buy cherry pie and July hopes." Ramona enjoyed her father's making up new words for the song about the little old ant moving the rubber tree plant, and she liked being big enough to be counted on, but sometimes, when she went to the Kemps, she felt as if everything depended on her. If Howie's grandmother did not look after her, her mother could not work full-time. If her mother did not work full-time, her father could not go to school. If her father did not go to school, he might have to go back to being a checker, the work that made him tired and cross. Still, Ramona had too many interesting things to think about to let her responsibility worry her as she walked through the autumn sunshine toward her school bus stop, her new eraser in hand, new sandals on her feet, that quivery feeling of excitement in her stomach, and the song about high hopes running through her head. She thought about her father's new part-time job, zipping around in a warehouse on a forklift truck, filling orders for orange juice, peas, fish sticks, and all the other frozen items the markets carried. He called himself Santa's little helper because the temperature of the warehouse was way below 0, and he would have to wear heavy padded clothing to keep from freezing. The job sounded like fun to Ramona. She wondered how she was going to feel about her father's teaching art to other people's children, and decided not to think about that for a while. Instead, Ramona thought about Beezus going off to another school, where she would get to take a cooking class, and where she could not come to the rescue if her little sister got into trouble. As Ramona approached her bus stop, she thought about one of the best parts of her new school. None of her teachers in her new school would know that she was Beatrice's little sister. Teachers always liked Beezus. She was so prompt, neat. When both girls had gone to Glenwood School, Ramona often felt as if teachers were thinking, "I wonder why Ramona Quimby isn't more like her big sister." When Ramona reached the bus stop, she found Howie Kemp already waiting with his grandmother and Willa Jean, who had come to wave goodbye. Howie looked up from his lunchbox, which he had opened to see what he was going to have for lunch, and said to Ramona, "Those new sandals make your feet look awfully big." "Why, Howie," said his grandmother, "that's not a nice thing to say." Ramona studied her feet. Howie was right, but why shouldn't her new sandals make her feet look big? Her feet had grown since her last pair. She was not offended. "Today I'm going to kindergarten," boasted Willa Jean, who was wearing new coveralls and T-shirt and a pair of her mother's old earrings. Willa Jean was convinced she was beautiful because her grandmother said so.